things you need to know is positive numbers are always greater than 0. You know that, but in case you don't know that, positive numbers are always greater than 0. So we're written with a plus sign. Sometimes, rarely, when we first start learning these, they will, just so you can really truly figure out which one's which, but sometimes they don't. If a number doesn't have a sign in front of it, it is understood that it is a positive. Just like your whole life. You have known numbers to be positive just because they're numbers. So if a number doesn't have a sign, we typically know that it's going to be positive. So right now at your table, come up with an example of 5 positive numbers. 7. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, your whole life you have worked with positive numbers, so I hope you can list positive numbers forever. But let's talk about it. All of you listed whole numbers. All of you listed whole numbers, being numbers that are a full number, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Did anybody list a fraction? Fractions are positive numbers. A half is positive. If I have half a dollar, that's positive. If I have 3/4 of a dollar, that's positive. If I have 1 75/100, that's positive. I don't want you to get confused. Fractions and decimals can be positive. Everybody get questions? 0 is a neutral. 0 is your neutral. 0 doesn't get a positive or a negative. 0 is just neutral. All right. Numbers that are less than 0 are called negative numbers. This is really important to know because this is where middle schoolers make mistakes. If you are saying a number is negative, it must have a negative sign. You can't write down a number and be like, that's a negative. No, if it's negative, it has to have a negative sign in front of it. You never write a negative sign behind it. That doesn't make any sense. Negatives are always behind the number, or in front of the number, never behind the number. So now write some numbers, examples of negative numbers. Now write some examples of, try not to write just whole number negatives. Write some decimals, write some fractions. Okay, hopefully you can list negative numbers forever too, because all you're doing is taking a positive and putting a negative on the other side. Okay, any questions about these first 2 little sections? All right, the last one, the last little section. Opposites are numbers that are the same distance from 0, but on different sides of 0. So what's the opposite of 2? Negative 2. What's the opposite of negative 10? 10. Do we have to say positive 10? No, because it's understood. It is understood that that means positive. What's the opposite of a half? Negative a half. So just know that. I feel like you guys know opposites, but in case you don't. Okay, this is an important definition, and I want you to be careful. Integers are the set of all the whole numbers and their opposites. Negatives are always integers. Whole numbers are also integers. So if I tell you to solve a problem and your answer is going to be an integer, that does not necessarily mean your answer is going to be a negative. It's saying it could be a negative. But you all are quick to assume if I say integers that it has to be a negative. No, it could be a positive, but it also could be a negative, so be careful there. Right now, fill in your number line. Fill in your number line. Say it again. No, not right now. We'll get to that. Get out a different color. Everyone needs to either a highlighter, a pen, something. If you need to borrow one, you can. There's some colored pencils up there if you need it. There's markers. All right. In your different color, I want you to, on your number line, let me show you how I want it done because you all of course tend not to know. If I say I want you to plot on the number line 5, you would go to 5 and you would put a dot, like so. That would be plotting on a number line, or placing it on the number line. Not above it, not below it, directly onto the number line. Everybody with me? Okay. I want you right now, with your table mates, and I will talk about it because once you put it in pen, it's permanent. I want you to plot on the number line negative, I'm going to write it just in case there's confusion, -1.5. Right now, I would make sure everybody agrees. -1.5. -1.5. All right, who can come to the board and place -1.5? Charlie. Preferably in green or blue. Perfect. Any questions about that? All right. I want you to plot the best you can. This one's not going to be perfect. I want you to plot -2 and 3/4. -2 and 3/4. -2 and 3/4. -2 and 3/4. All right, who can come put that on the board? Hold and go for it, bud. You got this. Either blue or green. Independent. Move your little, there you go. Perfect. So he's pretty close to 3, but he's not all the way there. This is a good way to plot in case you're like, how are you knowing? Just know the opposite. So 1.5 would go here. So the negative is the same distance, but on the other way. So 1.5, so 1.5. You're going the same distance. When you write on the number line, just remember that about negatives. Okay, right now what I want you to do, there are these words at the bottom of the page. Some of them represent negatives. Some of them represent positives. Right now with your table partners, I want you to put these words in the right column. I would not do it with a pen. I want you to put these words in the right column.